Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Jaya Jaya Ram. Jaya Jaya Ram. Om Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitayah Pataye Namaha. Om Shri Ramachandraya Namaha. Atulita Baladhamam Hema Shailabhadeham Danujavana Krishanum Jnaninam Agraganyam Sakala Gunanidhanam Vanaranam Adhisham Raghupati Priya Bhaktam Vatajatan Namami. Raghupati Priya Bhaktam Vatajatan Namami. Om Shri Hanumate Namaha. Om Dhyayami Chinmayanandam Gurudevam Mahamatim Premapurnam Kriyashilam Sada Lokahite Ratam Kripalum Sundarakaram Samartham Satyadarshinam Vacha Tattva Prakashinya Shokamoha Vinashinam. Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Om Namah Shri Tulsi Dasa Sadvarishtaya Dhimate Puritam Hridayam Yena Rama Premamrite Name. Om Shri Tulsi Dasaya Namaha. Hari Om, a very warm welcome. Bharat ji, along with Shatrugna ji and Nishad Raja Guha, they leave the queens, minister, gurus, everybody, and then they proceed forward towards Chitrakoot. And then we also saw Bharata, while entering that particular region, was so delighted to see the beauty of the whole place. And a metaphor was also given. What is that? The people in that particular region, they saw that place so beautiful, beautifully well protected. And by whom? By a king. And who was the king? The discriminative power. Isn't it? The discriminative power was the king, and the Vairagya, was the minister. Shanti and Sumati were the queens. And then we also found all the Yama, Niyama, Shamadama, etc., were the warriors protecting. And Chitrakoot is the Rajadhani, the capital city. And then we also saw that intellect along with Manaha was in the hearts of Bhagavan Sri Ramchandra ji. And therefore, such a king with all this ability could destroy the Rakshasas called Maya, delusion. And once Maya is eradicated, there has to be only Shanti. Isn't it? There has to be happiness only. And this all of them were experiencing. Now, some more of that metaphor is seen in the next Chaupai, which we will see in 236. Ban Pradesa Muni Basa Ghanere Janupura Nagara Gavu Ganakere Bipula Bichitra Bihaga Mriganana Praja Samajun Jai Bakhana Khagaha Kari Hari Bagha Baraha Dekhi Mahisha Brisha Saju Saraha Bayaru Bihai Charahi Eka Sanga Jahataha Mana Husena Chaturanga Jharana Jharahi Mata Gajagajahi Manahu Nisana Bibidha Bidhi Bajahi Chakachakor Chataka Sukha Pikagana Kujata Manju Marala Mudita Mana Aligana Gavata Nachata Mora Janu Suraja Mangala Chahu Ora Beli Bita Patrana Saphala Sakula Sab Samaju Muda Mangala Mula Ramasail Sobhani Rakhi Bharat Hridayati Pemu Tapasa Tapa Phalu Pai Jimi Sukhi Sirane Ne Musiyavar Ramachandra Ki Jai Pavan Sutta Hanuman Ki Jai Umapati Mahadev Ki Jai Bolo Bhai Sab Santan Ki Jai Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. This is the glory of poetry, and this beautifully expresses that poetic, what do you call it as guna, and the quality of poetry, the depth in knowledge, all these in Santa Tulsi Dasi, who writes it so beautifully, so beautifully. Bana Pradesa Muni Basa Ghanere. All in the Vana Pradesha, in the forest region, Vana Pradesha Muni Basa Ghanere, there are groups of saints and sages, lot of hermits. Here and there, everywhere you will find lot of hermits. Because in a kingdom you will also find villages, then you will find small towns, then you have a city. Like how we have in Karnataka, we have one Jantagalli, like where I stay, is a small village. Then you have Mysuru, a very, very beautiful city. You have a larger city, Bengaluru, etc. You have the primary cities, then you have 2-tier, 3-tier cities, then you have small towns. Like that, there were plenty. Janupura Nagara Gavu Ganakere. Janupura, where a lot of people live. Nagara, cities, Gaon, villages, Ganakere, so many were there. Bipula bichetra bihaga mriganana praja samaju na jai bakhana. Tulsi says, na jai bakhana. So difficult to explain. What? Bipula bichitra bihaga mriganana. Nana varieties of mriga, beasts, cattle and other animals. Bihaga, bichitra, varieties and beautiful. Vipula, bichitra, bihaga. So many birds, colorful birds of different sizes, different species. I feel so happy, therefore I would share it. Here also in this place where not much human movements are there. There are people, farmers are all there, but otherwise early morning and late evening when nobody is generally around, so many varieties of birds. It's a beautiful experience. Praja samajuna jai bakhana. And all these constitute, in the metaphor now, all these constitute the praja, the people, the subjects of the kingdom. We are seeing the metaphor, mind you. Khagaha kari hari baga baraha dekhi mahisha brisha saju saraha. There are elephants, there are lions, tigers, boars, and buffaloes and even bulls. They're all not of the domestic kind, but of the forest kind. Bulls and buffaloes, dekhi mahisha, presented such a beautiful, sight, a sight to behold. Then such expressions are there. Here it is, dekhi mahisha brisha saju saraja, so attractive and so admiring. Bayaru bihai charahi ekasanga jahataha manahu sena chaturanga. Very interesting. Look at this expression here. Bayaru bihai charahi ekasanga. All of them move around like beautiful friends together. And how? Jahataha manahu sena chaturanga. Like how the sena, chaturanga sena walk around, they move around. These mriga, pakshi, all of them also move around, forgetting their natural enmity. See, whenever there is a tiger and a tiger sees a goat, what is it that we can expect? Naturally, tiger will go and kill the goat and eat. This is what we expect. This is the natural, creation of a tiger and the goat. And we also find cat and rat, isn't it? All these are there, but we also find so many, well-tamed cat and tamed dogs. They live together, they love each other, cats and dogs. Otherwise, they are against each other. So, it is not very difficult for us to understand because we see it in life. Now, all the same in the YouTube, in the reels along, we find so many dogs and cats. They are always together. They sleep. The cat goes into the limbs of the dog and then they sleep together. And even otherwise, the dog also puts the hand on the cat and then they sleep together. These we see. Similarly, they were living. So, natural enmity also were given up and they were living together. Then one may ask, Swamiji, if they don't, fight or eat each other, how do they survive? Is there somebody, some cook going there and preparing some bisi bele bath masaranna for them? No. How do they survive? This is a very beautiful thought for research. Very good thought. Even I will also do the research, you also do the research. Because it is so difficult to understand. If everybody is together with love, no enmity at all, then how do they survive? It's a question. We will all research. If you find something, please let me know. Continuing. Jharana Jharahima Tagajagajahi. There are a lot of streams of water flowing everywhere. And they all, they sing their own way. Elephants trumpet, dogs bark, lion roars, and tiger also roars. And like that, we have so many words. All of them also are there. And they was like, they're beating like kettle drums, beating. They were like that, all very beautiful. Now, very interesting, that line is very interesting. See, Chaka Chakora Chataka Sukha Pikagana Kujata Manju Marala Mudita Mana Chaka Chakravakas Chakoras. We have seen all these birds several times. We have seen Chataka Pakshi, and then parrots, and you can include all the other species of birds and all you can include. Kujata Manju Marala Mudita Mana. Cuckoos, Kujata, Manju, swans, and Marala, beautiful, peacocks, all of them, Mudita Mana, they are all very happy. They all keep dancing and playing and, moving around with so much of happiness. Aligana Gavatana Chatamora. When they were dancing, some music is required, na? Without music, how can you dance? This is how we think. But then, they had their own music. Swarms of bees. You have heard mosquitoes. At night, you might have heard mosquitoes. One or two mosquitoes disturb us so much, and thakar, instead of hitting them, we hit ourselves many times, isn't it? Swarms of, bees. They create one music of their own. And peacocks dance, Nachata Mora. Peacocks were also dancing, which was such a beautiful sight. Janusuraja Mangala Chahu Ora. And it appeared the whole universe were rejoicing. Jagasuraja, Mangala, auspicious. And such was that kingdom, very, very prosperous kingdom. Beli Bitapatrina Saphala Sakula. Beli creepers, Bitapa trees, like banyan trees, etc., etc. Trina Sapala Sakula. Then even Trina means blade of grass, we say. Even the grass were also dancing. And a lot of Sapala Sapula, lot of blossoming flowers, and then beautifully tasteful fruits. Sabasamajo Muda Mangalamula. The entire community, the entire kingdom wore a very festive look. And it was so delightful to see. This is the experience of Bharata and Shatrughna while they were walking along with Guha. Ramasaila Sobhani Rakhi. Ramasaila, Saila means that hill, Chitrakuta hill near which Ramchandraji stayed. Looking at the beauty, Ramasaila Sobha Niraki. Niraki seeing Sobha, beauty. Bharata Hridayati Pemu. So much of emotions in Bharata's heart. So much of love towards Ramchandraji. Tapasa tapapalupai jimi sukhi sirani nemu. It was like, one ascetic who is doing tapas for ages, who is practicing austerities, who is practicing yoga, yaga, etc., to reach that higher. Suddenly, one particular moment, he gained that supreme experience. How happy he would be. So wonderful. Sukhi Sirani Nemu. And he rejoices so much. Similarly, even Bharata, Shatrughna and Guha, all of them were also very, very happy, delighted. Now please see, Tulsi Dasi is now building a platform, creating a beautiful atmosphere for that Rama Bharata Milapa. Continuing. तब केवट ऊंचे चढ़ी धाई, के कहे वो भरत सन बुझा उठाई। नाथ देखियहि बेटप बिसाला, पाकरि जम्बुर साल तमाला। जिन तरु बरन मध्य बटु सोहा, मंजु बिसाल देखि मनु मोहा। नील सघन पल्लव फल लाला, अबिरल छाह सुखद सब काला। मानहु तिमिर अरुणमय राशि, बिरची विधि संकेलि सुषमासी। एतरु सरित समीप गोसाई, रघुबर परन कुटी जह छाई। तुलसी तरुबर विविध सुहाये, कहूँ कहूँ सिय कहूँ लखन लगाई। बट छाया बेदिका बनाई, सिय निज पानी सरोज सुहाई। जहाँ बैठी मुनिगण सहित, नित सिय राम सुजान। सुनहि कथा इतिहास सब, आगम निगम पुराण। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। तब केवट ऊंचे चढ़ी धाई। In the meantime, Kevata is given. Actually, here Kevata is the tribal person. Therefore, here in this context, it is Nishad Raja. Otherwise, Kevata we saw the boatman earlier. Here, Kevata means Nishad Raja. While they were walking, Nishad Raja, see, after all, he must have come time and again. He must know the place and things like that. Suddenly, what did he do? He got up on one tree, and then from the top he wanted to see. He ran, climbed that particular heights. Kahevu Bharat sana bujha uthai. And then from there he lifted the arms and he called, Hey Bharatji! Hey Maharaj, like that he must have called. Natha dekhiyahi bitapa bisala. Hey Natha, my lord, look at the huge, wonderful, beautiful, noble trees. Pakari jamburasala thamala. And varieties of trees. There are pakara trees. Pakara trees are some in one particular trees. There are 2-3 people describe it different way. One person looks at it as a citrus lemon tree, and some others it's no, it is that fig, that particular tree like that. And then you have the jumbo. Jumbo is that black plum, those trees. Rasala tamala, mangoes, and there is one tamala, that one particular tree. Jina taru baran madhya batu soha, manju bisala dekhi manu moha. In the midst of these wonderfully thick forest of such wonderful, beautiful trees of, flowers and fruits, etc., there stands very majestically a stately, banyan tree, very beautiful banyan tree, which is, manju bisala dekhi manu moha. It is so beautiful, it is so attractive. Manu moha. It's so charming to behold. Neela saghana pallava phalalala. Neela saghana, dark and very dense in that particular area. Phalalala, there is a wild, everything is very green and beautiful. Amidst them are the red fruits. As though in a dark cloud there are red sun rays like that. Red fruits are also there. Abirala chaha sukhada sabakala. And they give so much of shades down below. And together, Arunamaya Rasi, it was, exquisitely beautiful. Wonderful it was. Birachi Bidhi Sankeli Sushamasi. That beauty. We very often, I'm sure people living in the cities will understand this particular beauty well, because day in and day out we live in that concrete jungle called a city, isn't it? When you come out of that concrete jungle, when you get into, very deep, forest and greenery, etc., especially in agricultural lands all around you, in all sides, and then a small hut kind of a thing, and you feel so happy. But the best part in that is, everyone feels, whenever they come, especially when they come here also, people say, Swamiji, I don't feel like going back. Please go back, because I want to be alone. That is why I have come so far. Okay. We don't feel like going away from here. Let us suppose I say, okay, from now you stay here. Third day they will say, Swamiji, I would like to go to Chamundi Hill. And then close by there is one zoo also, I heard. Isn't it? And palace also not very far from there, I heard. How can we go and come? Starts. Shuru. Why? Because our mind is so habituated to living in the concrete jungle and so restless. Such a mind, to remain in that beautiful state is so difficult. But at the same time, the same mind, when it sees, you feel so happy. How to describe these things. That is why na jai bakani. Tulsi Das time and again writes, it is so difficult to express. And it appears as if Bhagavan himself has brought all of these together. Birachi Bidhi Sankeli Sushamasi, and given a very beautiful shape of dark and beautiful, shady place with lot of these roses and fruits and everything. Ye taru sarita samipa gosai. Hey Bharata, remember, he is up on the tree, Bharata Shatrughna are down below. He says, hey Gosai, Gosai means my Lord. This what I am describing you is very next to that river, Mandakini river. And Raghubara Paranakuti Jahachai. And this is where Raghubara Paranakuti, that kutira of Bhagavan Sri Ramchandra ji made out of leaf. He was there while it was making, while it was made, you remember? Along with Lakshmana and others, they made the kutira, Paranakuti, made of leaves, dry leaves. Raghubara Paranakuti Jahachai is erected there only. So slowly, now that build up is being given. Now they are very close to Bhagavan. Tulsi tarubara bibidha suhaye. And you also will feel lot of beautiful tulsi plants. And see how it is. Kahu siya kahu lakhan lagaye. And those tulsi plants there were planted by the lotus hands of Devi Sita ji and Bhaiya Lakshman ji. But chaya bedika banai. And in the shade of the banyan tree is a lovely beautiful altar also. Siyani japani saroja suhai. And this altar was actually raised by Sita ji with with their own beautiful lotus hands. Now see, the intensity is increasing. That desperateness is slowly increasing. That restlessness is so slowly increasing to see Bhagavan Sri Ramchandra ji. They are still in this side of the river, Mandakini river. They have to cross the Mandakini river and that side they will see. Siyani Japani Saroja Suhai. Jaha Baiti Munigana Sahitam. Sitting there, what are they doing? In the city, okay, neighbors are there, we can talk, phone is there, mobile is there, reels are there, so many things are there. YouTube is there, Facebook is there, and so many activities are there. But in the forest, sitting in that lonely place, what are they doing? Jahan Baiti Munigana Sahita, along with sages and saints. They are sitting. Nita Siya Ramu Sujan. Siya Ramu, Ramchandra ji, Sita ji, every day they sit there in the company of sages and saints, hermits, and then Sunahi Katha Itihasa Sabha Agama Nigama Purana. What they are doing there? They are listening to all the Katha, Sunahi Katha Itihasa Sabha Agama Nigama Purana. What is that? Vedas, Itihasas, Puranas, etc. etc. Ramchandraji and Sita ji are listening from whom? From the sages. Now, interesting part here is Ramchandraji knows everything. Ramchandraji has been taught by Vashishta ji in the Gurukula. He knows everything. However, this is the glory of noble people. The moment you know something, then you don't want to listen to it again. Isn't it? We have seen in our own classes. When somebody speaks something about, let us say for example, I talk about sadhana panchakam. Person who has already listened to sadhana, oh, this I know, and then walks away. Think. We think we know everything. We actually know nothing. We might be able to chant the shlokas. Nice. We may have heard their meaning at that time. How much do we remember? Think. You know, we behave in the world as a, I know everything. I know Ramayan. Who want to listen to Ramayan? I know Sadhana, I know Bhagavad Gita, so many times I have heard. If in case you have really listened to it, then you will be a different person by now. The very fact the mind is behaving the same way, running behind things and beings, whims and fancies of the world, clearly indicates we have not listened to it properly, we have only heard them cross ventilation and nothing has happened, therefore we must listen to it again and again. Now that is not the case with Ramchandra ji, please. Now immediately, oh, so Ramchandra ji is also like that only, like me only. No. Ramchandra ji is, this one is different. What is that? Ramchandra ji respects the sages and saints. Think. The sadhaks and sannyasis, he respects all of them. Therefore, even though he knows everything, he sits there to listen to all of them. Veda, Vedanta, Purana, Itihasa, all of them are being discussed there. And Ramchandra ji and Sita ji, Sunahi Katha Itihasa Sabha, Agama Nigama Purana, all of them they listen to. Continuing in the 238th Chaupai, Sakha bachana suni bitapa nihari, umage bharata bilochana bari, karata pranama chale do bhai, kahata priti sarada sakuchai, har shahi nirakhi rama pada anka, मानहु पार सुपाय उरंका रस सिर धरिहिय नयन नीलावही रघुबर मिलन सरिस सुख पावही देखी भरत गति अकल अतीवा प्रेम मगन मृग खग जड़ जीवा सखहि सनेह बिबस मग भूला कहि सुपंथ सुर बरसहि फूला निरखि सिद्ध साधक अनुरागे सहज सनेहु सराहन लागे होतन भूतल भाव भरत को आचर सचर चर अचर करत को पेमु अमिय मंदर बिरहु भरतु पयोधि गंभीर मति प्रगटे सुर साधु हित कृपा सिंधु रघुबीर सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय सद्गुरु नाथ महाराज की जय। सखा बचन सुनि बिटप निहारी Sakha Bachana Suni, having listened to the words of Guha, Bharata Vitapanihari, that beautiful experience which Vitapanihari, seeing those trees, what Guha said, Umage Bharata Bilochana Bari. And when he saw the trees, when Bharata also saw the trees, the eyes automatically, shed tears of love, tears of emotion. The height of emotion always expresses itself in tears. Tears does not always mean crying. Tears can always come out of joy, heights of joy, heights of emotional expression. Karata pranama chale do bhai. The two brothers, Bharata and Shatrughna, pranama chale do bhai. Karata pranama. This is a very interesting statement. One is, Bharata and Shatrughna, they did prostration towards that dig, and then proceeded is one meaning. The another meaning which has been given by one very beautiful commentator is, the emotions were so much in Bharata and Shatrughna, they did pranams, they got up, again they did pranams. This we have seen in many temples. I had been to this Vrindavan for a camp. I had been to Vrindavan, and from there, as a part of the camp, we toured all the places nearby. Govardhanagiri we saw. Similarly, I had been to my hometown, Tirunnamalai. There we have Girivalam, and some rare people do it. They do namaskaram. Then wherever the hands go, then they do namaskaram like that. When the hands tip, they make a mark. Then they get up, go to that mark. From there again they do Dirgha Danda Pranama. Then they make a mark. Full Girivalam I have seen in Tiruvannamalai. Similarly, we saw it in Govardhana Parvata, which Krishna lifted. There also hundreds and thousands of devotees. They do that way. They take a long time to cover the whole place, but they are not worried. Why? There is joy in their heart. There is bhakti in their heart. That devotion, that love towards Bhagavan makes them do that. To be more simpler also, we have seen in Raghavendra Matha, if you have gone any Raghavendra Matha, there is a very common thing. They do, I have told about this earlier also. There are people who do namaskaram, similar namaskarams they do all around that, in that path where they do pradakshina. There are some people who do namaskar. Women don't do Dirgha Danda Pranama normally. but there are people who do it also. They bend, do namaskaram, they get up. Again one step, then again do namaskaram. Some people, they put one step next to the leg itself and then they do namaskaram. Again one step, again namaskaram, again one step, again namaskaram. Some people, they don't have that much of patience. They do namaskaram in front of the Lord, go to the corner one, go to the center one, then corner, center, corner, center, corner. Like that, varieties of namaskara based on their own understanding, their own bhakti. Karata pranama chale, meaning this indicates that every step they did namaskaram and then they went towards Ramchandraji. Kahata priti sarada sakuchai. Even Sharada Sakuchai, even she felt difficult to express that beautiful emotions in Bharata and Shatrughna, and that that love which they had towards Ramchandraji. See, when we talk of this love towards Ramchandraji, we only can express words. Isn't it? The communication, when it is there, it is only through words and in a third man's language. But the experience of love is so deep, that Sharada Sakuchai, even Sharada fell short of words to describe. That was the emotion that Bharata and Shatrughna were having. Hare shahi nirakhi Rama pada anka manahu para supaya uranka. They were so delighted, Harashahi, Nirakhi, to see that very place, that particular region itself. They were so delighted. Ramapada Anka. And then what did they see? They saw the footsteps of Ramchandraji. Now here I would like to make a mention. While we are listening to Rama Katha, we must be with the Katha. While we are being with the Katha, more important is the bhavana with which we listen to. This bhavana is very important when we listen to Bhakti Grantha. At the same time, the intelligence also must be alert and vigilant. Now, if there is no bhavana while listening, the mind will unnecessarily start questioning. What every time? Love. Okay, chalo na. Mind will say like that. Such minds are useless and unfit to listen to Bhagavad Katha and any of the Bhakti Grantha. Think. We should know when to use our heart and enjoy that, bhavana, and we should also know when to use the buddhi and analyze it properly. Whenever we say there is so much of love, footprints of Rama, foolish people, how do you know that it is Rama's footprint? It can be some donkey's footprint also. Like that, foolish people only will ask. Ramchandraji's footprint, when Bharata and Shatrughna saw, they immediately prostrated. And how did they feel? Manahu parasu payavu ranka. Ranka, the pauper, that person who has nothing, as though he found a parasamani, philosopher's stone. We know, we had explained it earlier. Isn't it? As though he found that, which will provide whatever you want. Like that, Bharata and Shatrughna, they saw the footprints of Ramchandraji. So immediately they did namaskara. Rajasira dhari anayana hilavahi. Then what did they do? They prostrated near that footprint. They took the dust of the footprint and applied it in their forehead, applied it to their eyes. They even applied it to their head, seeking blessings. Placing the dust. Raja Siradhari. Placing the dust in the head. He nayana hilavahi. And then applied it to their eyes, forehead, everywhere. Raghubara milana sarisa sukha pavahi. And now their excitement is increasing moment to moment. And all these experiences are doubling their joy. Very soon they are going to meet Bhagavan Shri Ramchandra ji. Dekhi bharat gati akatha ativa. Prema magana mriga khaga jada jiva. Now, Bharata's condition, his emotions, his expressions on his way en route was so vivid, so expressive in nature that perceiving Bharata's condition, which was altogether beyond description. Nabakai, Barananaka Bakai, we have seen several times. It was beyond Akatha Ativa. It is impossible for expressing. Prema Magana Mriga Khaga Jada Jiva. Even Prema Magana Mriga Khaga Jada Jiva. Mriga, all the animals there. Khaga, birds. Jada Jiva, even the trees, stones. We know that all of them also have got life in it. We don't understand that life. We don't respect those life. Therefore, we have Jada. But all of them have got Jiva, and all of the Jantus have got mind, please. Even your own plants, if you have in your house, talk to them daily. You will find them growing so beautifully. It is an amazing experience. Prema Magana, they all were overwhelmed with love towards Bharata, Mriga, Khaga, Jada Jiva, all of them. Sakhahi saneha bibasa magabhula. Overpowered with sneha, love. Even Guha, Bharata's friend, he lost his way because he was only thinking of Bharata, looking at Bharata, enjoying that love in Bharata. Even Guha lost the way, and it is said, Kahi supanta sura barashahi pula. Even the gods, the celestial beings. See, this is a very, very interesting thing, That is what I said. You need devotion to understand. You need love to feel this. These gods did not want Bharata to go to Ramchandraji. Why? They thought that he will take back Ramchandraji. Therefore, they did not want him to go there. But looking at the love of Bharata towards Ramchandraji, they forgot all that. What did they do? When Guha went into a wrong track, they said, hey, come this way, as though. And then what did they do? En route, they showered lot of flowers to as though show the route towards Ramchandraji. Sura Barashahi Pula. Nirakhi siddha sadhaka anurage sahaja sanehu sarahana lage. There were the accomplished saints, realized masters, and as well as the other ascetics who are in the practice of austerities to reach that higher truth. All of them also seeing Bharata, seeing Shatrughna, seeing Nishadaraja, and their excitement, their love towards Bhagavan. Even they were so happy seeing them, and they also guided them in the process. Sahaja sanehu sarahana lage. They even started praising with lot of natural, affectionate words about Bharata and Shatrughna. Hotana bhutala bhavu bharat ko achara sachara chara achara karat ko. What a beautiful expression. He says, Tulsidas says, if Bharata had not taken birth in this globe, it was impossible for people to understand what love can do, what bhakti can do, what devotion can do. And what can it do? Achara sachara. The inanimate can be turned to become animate. And chara, animate. Achara can even go to inanimate stature. Why? That is the love which can completely turn the whole world. The bhakti, bhavana, love towards Bhagavan is, if it is deep, it can do anything. Bhakti can do anything. In fact, in the process of our sadhana, karma, bhakti, jnanam. Karma, you develop bhakti, and through bhakti you also get the purity of heart. In that purity of heart you get the knowledge of the Supreme, and then reach Supreme. Then what? Then come back to bhakti, para bhakti, nirbhara bhakti. It is said bhakti is ultimate. We will see it again. We will see in Sundarakanda. We will see all that. Bharata, if Bharata had not taken birth, this you cannot have witnessed this kind of love. Prema miyamandaru birahu bharatupayo nidhi gambhira. Now see, this nectar of love towards Rama was very beautiful. It's another metaphor. Was extracted through what? Through Mount Mandara. Just as that Mandara Parvata churning we have seen, we know rather. And what is that Mandara Parvata? That Mandara Parvata is that viraha of separation. With that it was churned. Bharatu payodhi gambhira. By churning that, where? In Bharata's soul. Mathi pragate usura sadhu hita kripa sindhu raghubira. All compassionate Lord Bhagavan Shri Ramchandra ji, he brought out this bhakti in Bharata's heart to teach for the sake of gods and all the saints and sages, for them to understand what is bhakti. Bharata was given birth. How beautiful, isn't it? And they are very close. I know I have taken more time today, but tomorrow that beautiful experience of Rama Bharata Milapa is going to happen. We will meet tomorrow. Thank you so much. सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय, श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय।